All right, what's going on, Facebook? Finally got everything working right. Sorry for the start and stop videos. Um, been just trying to make sure that everything's working out. Having a couple of technical difficulties, but I think everything is back on track now. So, welcome to the first episode of True 100 of the year. I'm your host, AMA. Of course, my buddy Rick is not here, my co-host. So he's on a promotional tour today. So he's trying to get the word out about True 100. So Rick, better make sure you get the word out because you're missing the first episode of the year. Um, but just to give you guys just some information about what's just going to be happening this year with True 100. This year, definitely plan on tackling more issues. Definitely plan to tackle more controversial issues. Today is definitely going to be a huge controversial issue that's new in the news. There's going to be many of them just because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things going on. Also, we're going to do better with our promotional avenues. We're definitely going to be using Facebook. We're also going to use Instagram. We're going to use Twitter. We're going to get better at promoting ourselves to get everything out, because if we don't promote ourselves, like I said, you guys who's going to hear about it, and we want you guys, and we want to put on a show that you guys want to go out and spread the word about. So this year is just going to be better. This year is just going to be just better. We're going to do what we have to do to make sure that it is a better year. So to jump into the show, 2017 kicked off with a bang. Basically, since literally January 1st, everything that you could possibly think has been happening has happened. We have had literally so much happen in a short amount of time. We have seen the shooting that just took place, I believe in Florida, where people were killed, people were injured. You just seen the Kim Burrell controversy is happening. You have the controversy with the NFL, to where people are starting to wonder if the NFL is just really going down, and to have the Odell Beckham Jr. stuff happening with with the New York Giants going down and partying, which isn't really nearly to the scale of a controversy or problems with me, but it's stuff that people are talking about. You have the Chicago teens, well, not the Chicago, well, the Illinois teens who kidnapped a young man and held him hostage and cut up his clothes and cut him, and all of this other stuff just in 2017. So all of this stuff, so 2017 has kicked itself off with a bang. And literally, I don't know what's going to happen next, because like I said, in the short amount of time, so much has happened. And like I said, it's True 100. This is what we do. We're going to address as much of it as we can. I'm going to be very honest with you. This year, I'm not holding back. I refuse to let basically everybody kind of dictate how we talk about stuff, what we talk about, and we have to get to a point to where everybody is comfortable with expressing how they feel in a respectable manner. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to you about controversial topics. Today is going to probably be the biggest one when we talk about the Kim Burrell, and especially just because where I stand with a lot of things and how I view everything. It's not going to be, I don't know how people are going to take it. So, but by all means, all I can do is put it out there and, see how, and whatever happens, happens. But I'm letting everybody know now, I'm not apologizing for anything that I say. I don't plan on doing it. I'm not apologizing for what I say or what I feel. If you believe that it's right, then okay, cool. If you believe that it's wrong, all right. If you missed the point, which I'm sure some people probably will, and that's what the comment section is for. I'm down with you commenting, and I'll reply back to them as such. But by all means, let's just make sure everything is in respect, because I'm going to respect everybody, and I just want everybody to respect me. Simple. But to kick everything off, I want to talk about literally the two most recent things, which is the teen kidnapping and the tragedy that just happened the other day with the shooting. To address the teens first, I'm very freaking disappointed. Like, I'm very upset. Simply for the fact because it's four teens It's for black teens, and it's a dumb crime. It's a crime that should not have happened. It's something that honestly I can't even fathom what was the purpose of it. And to continuously read the articles about it and how it's written, how the articles are written, I kind of feel like we're falling right back into the traps that we're literally trying to get out of. I'm looking at these 4 people. They're basically, well, they're considered adults, but to do something stupid like this, to me, you're kids. You kidnapped a young man who has special needs. You took him back somewhere. You held him hostage. You called his parents saying that you want $300 for him if they want to see him alive again. And then you streamline it. You're literally Facebook living you commit a crime. I don't really know where the common sense come in there, but it shows me that y'all literally are some freaking idiots. That you literally are sitting here and feeling that, number one, this is okay to take him, and then number two, it's smart to streamline what it is you're doing to this guy on Facebook. Have we really become this obsessed and addicted to social media to the point to where we're willing to put stupid stuff like this out there? And to me, I'm very upset simply for the fact because it's like it's a pointless crime. It's a pointless crime. It's serving you no purpose. And then you're going to get caught. It's not even a possibility that you're going to get caught. You're guaranteed to get caught because guess what? When you streamline and you put this stuff out here, they can trace your phone. They can trace the towers that you use. You're literally setting yourself up to be caught. So it literally makes no sense to do what you did and make it so easy for them to get you. And I'm mad because, like I said, it's for African Americans. Not to say that I wouldn't be mad if it was for white kids, but I would be mad either way. But I'm saying, to know where we are at this crucial point, because we are very much in a crucial point of the way that the way that the tensions between African Americans, the public, certain Caucasian people, and that's why I say certain because it's not all, and I'll never say that it's all, but we're in a very tough position where we are viewed, where the spotlight is viewed on us a lot different. The spotlight is on us differently. When you have groups like Black Lives Matter, you have all of these other black activist groups and groups that are focused on black people, it puts us in a different light because anything that we try to sit here and do that tries to be positive or change, they're going to do their best to scrutinize it and then turn back around, use stuff like this to justify why we are a lost cause. So it literally makes me upset when I see 4 people do the dumbest possible thing that you can do and feel like it's okay. It doesn't make sense to me. And like I said, to keep reading the articles, I'm reading this from the Chicago Tribune. It lists their age. They're 18. You have 3 of them that are 18. And then you have 1 that's 24. And I'm feeling like, what is the freaking, what is the point here? What is your guide here? All of y'all are old enough, but what is your guide? It's sitting here saying that it says one of them has schizophrenia and attention deficit disorder. You know, and they're listing all of these problems that these students have, and you know everything that's going on, and it's looking like where was the parents? Like, how did this happen? What was the plan? What did any of this stuff? How? And then when you read the article is making sure that you know these are black kids. They're showing the pictures, and then the pictures look horrible because all of them just look like they just nuts. And I'm looking like, this is how we're portrayed. This is how we are. This is how we're put out there to the media as if this is all we are. This is all that we could be. And that we fit this mold, and that's how they write it. They write it as, this is the mold. This is, see, we told y'all, this is what they are. This is what they do. This is all they're about. This is it. And we're falling right into it. Sorry, y'all know this is how I follow y'all comments and different stuff. So this is how I do it. But to look at this stuff, and like I said, to look at everything and to see how it's just like you literally have no way of addressing it more than this is just stupidity. And it's sad, and it saddens me that, number one, you did this. They're labeling it as a hate crime because it was we doing this to say F Donald Trump and the inauguration and all of that stuff, and it's looking like, this is what you came up with. This was the big idea. This was the grand scheme. It's literally like, I don't know how to. What do you do? What do you say? How do you change the way that you are viewed? How do you sit here and make it so that it's better? You can't. How do you make it look like you're not something? How do you make it look like you're not the animals that they all say that we are when you pull a stunt like this? You can't. To go to the next one, to go to the next current event, which just happened, which was the shooting down in Florida, I believe. It just happened. It's a sad case. I don't really know all of the details. Like I said, I haven't been able to follow it. So that's why I said, so as you see me, I'm really kind of looking up the information, so I make sure I don't get any of this stuff wrong. Because like I said, the one thing I don't want to do is do misinformation. So that's not what I'm good at. So from the last that I heard of it, it was I believe either 5 to 8 were killed. I know 8 were in. I know some people were injured, and so I don't really, like I said, I just really don't know all of the details. That's why I'm trying to look up everything right now, just so I can make sure that you guys have the best information. And apparently, I'm having technical difficulties with my computer, so yeah. Not gonna be able to do that. Might have to come back to that one. Which we will. But the next issue is the controversial issue. This is an issue that I've looked into, and it has been going on for a while. And that's the Kim Burrell issue, where she was down in a church that she founded in Houston, and she began to speak on homosexuality and lesbianism. She spoke about it, and she called the spirit perverted. She said it has corrupted many men and many women. It has done it, and confused. And she talked about the spirit. She talked about she called it perverted, like I just said. She said she talked about how it's misled them and the confusion of the people. And when people heard her talk about this and use the words that she did, as you can guess, it caused a very, very huge controversy. They have canceled appearances. She was supposed to perform on Ellen. Of course, that ain't gonna happen when you say anything about the LGBT community. So I believe I read somewhere where they said that she was getting honored and getting an award, and they canceled that. Like I told y'all before, I'm not about to I'm not about to apologize for where I stand with any of it. Ever since all of this stuff has come out, ever since everything has happened with her, with everything that has happened with her, with the comments and the controversy, people are very upset. People are completely upset at the fact that she made these comments. Now, this is the thing that I feel like everybody missed. This is the thing that everybody, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, but this is the thing that everybody missed. She never said she hated them. Never, not once did Kim Burrell say that she hated homosexuality. She never said that she hated the people who are homosexual. She never said she hated people who are lesbian. She never said that she hated these people. Never, not once. But people are labeling this hate speech. Where I can't figure it out is where's the hate? Because if I'm not sitting here saying that I hate the people, but God hates the sin, how is this hate speech? And I've read articles, and I've read articles here, and it's in an author that came, Pharrell Williams, who has come out and said that he doesn't stand behind hate speech. Pharrell, shut the hell up. I mean, honestly, dude, it's really, shut up. Because it's not hate speech. Same thing with Janelle Monáe. It's not hate speech. You cannot see, the thing that bothers me, the thing that absolutely bothers me the most about this is that people are calling it hate speech, and she's not saying anything that is hateful. She can't. Well, she can, but if she did, it would literally not be biblically correct. Because the Bible speaks against hate. And if she's any kind of a real pastor and any kind of person ingrained in the word, she cannot speak of hate. It's against the religion. Now, the problem that everybody is having, and especially an author who wrote something that says that when people say that God does not hate the person, he hates the sin, that's just a rationalization of people hating homophobia, of being homophobic, that they do not like, that that they are basically trying to justify, themselves as not being homophobic, which isn't true. The harsh reality of it all is not true. Anytime that you talk about the Bible and you talk about what the word says, you talk about what God has put and ordained. God does not like homophobics. He doesn't like the spirit. I'll put it that way. Let me rephrase that. Not that God doesn't like homophobics. God does not like the sin of homophobia. He does not like lesbianism. It is an abomination. That is scriptural. Nobody, you can sit here and get mad and you can be upset about it all you want to, but the harsh reality of it is that lesbianism, homosexuality, it is a sin. It is an abomination. It is in the Bible. I didn't write the Bible. I didn't edit it. I wasn't there when it was written. But it is in the Bible. So when she preaches the Bible, that I can't really get mad at it. Why? Because so many people will sit here and say, we believe in God, we believe in what he says, we believe in his word, we believe in this, but when you preach the word and it tells you about the lifestyle that you have and the lifestyle that you if whether it's right or whether it's wrong, we get upset because it touches us and it says that the way that we live is wrong. It's a problem. And I don't understand how in the world this stuff is hate speech. I do not understand what Kim Burrell said that made it hate speech. Because she never said that she hated them. And in fact, in a comment after it, she said, I never said that I hated them. She said, I've always said that I even love people who are, I still love the person. Because again, the Bible speaks of love. The Bible speaks of no hate. You cannot make it into the kingdom of God with hate or malice in your heart. So therefore, she cannot speak with hate. Because if she did, then truth be told, that would be the issue. I would not sit here and say, you know what? I would say this part was right. But the fact that she said that she hated it, and the fact that that she used God to justify hate, which honestly, and I will admit this, you have had preachers do, to sit here and say that that it's okay for me to hate you because God hates the sin and God hates you and all that stuff. That's not true. Those pastors, preachers, ministers, and people who do not understand that God has no ability, God does not hate people. Because how in the world can God sit here and say, well, I hate people, but you cannot enter into my kingdom if you hating people? That would make God a contradiction. That would mean God contradicted himself, and if anybody knows anything about God, he never did that. So I don't understand where people come out with the whole hate speech thing. It's not hate speech. She's preaching scripture. You can, and if you are a Christian, if you say you believe in God, if you say that you believe in his word, if you say that you believe in the Bible and all of this stuff, you kind of cannot argue with scripture because it is there. Now, to the people who are upset, I really kind of don't know what to tell you because it is scriptorial. Now, this is where, like I said, I start to get off the bandwagon with a lot of people, is when they do start preaching hate and you do start judging and you do start putting people in hell for being, homosexuals or lesbians and stuff like that. The reason why I get off of that bandwagon is because I have no heaven or hell to put you in. So when people sit there and say, oh, you're going to hell, if you don't repent, that's not just a homosexual thing. That's not just a lesbianism thing. That's not nothing. That's if you are a liar. That's if you are a cheater. That's if you are, an adulterer. It's all of that. If you don't repent and turn from that sin, guess what? Then yeah, that's not just them. That's all of us. But the thing that I always want to address when it comes to the whole LGBT community thing is we have to talk about it. If we're asking for equality and everybody's asking for equality, you cannot sit here and say we want to be equal, but you cannot talk about us. We can talk about you, we can address you, we can address your lifestyle, but you can't talk about ours. We can't do that. No, we have to sit here and be able to address what it is that we feel indifferent about. If I am sitting here saying that I do not agree with the lifestyle of homosexuality and lesbianism, you may not like that, but you have to respect me for that. Same way that I would have to respect you if you say, well, I am a lesbian or I am a homosexual. I do not have to agree with your lifestyle. That I do not have to do that. But, and we can talk about that. I have no issue sitting here talking about that, to sit here and say, if somebody said that I don't, I feel like this is an issue and that you don't agree with it, we can sit there and talk about it. But as long as we are respectful and I'm not disrespecting you and you're not disrespecting me, that's a normal conversation. That's a conversation of two people that do not have the same viewpoints. But this ideal that we cannot talk about it, period, because that's hate speech, and if you use a scripture to justify that that the Lord actually did sit here and say that this is an issue, this is a problem, this is not right, then you cannot use the Bible to justify. You cannot use the Bible to justify your disagreement to sit here and say that this is wrong. The Bible clearly says that this is a problem. That God says this is an abomination. Leviticus 18:22. That is in the word. But the word also speaks against hate. The word also says that judge not unless ye be judged. How can you cast out the beam and how can you cast out the splinter in your brother's eye and there's a beam or a mote in yours, depending on which Bible that you have. So that's why I sit here and say, no, I cannot hate you. I cannot, I can disagree with you, but I cannot hate you. And I have no heaven or hell to put you in. So stop saying that because I do not agree with you that is hate speech or I'm a homophobic. No. I have family members that are homosexuals, that are lesbians and stuff like that. And I still love them. That's my family. They'll be my family to the day that they go. I just don't agree with that lifestyle. No different than people I don't agree with people who are drunks. So am I anti-drunk? So do I hate drunks? I don't agree with people who smoke weed. So do I hate the people who smoke weed? No. You just do what you do, and I do what I do. You have your belief, I have my belief. So I need people to get off of this idea that we cannot talk about this stuff without being hateful. Because basically, to me, it's a systematic thing. It's a systematic thing. You can talk about this and you're right. You can talk about this and it's okay. You can talk. This is what's crazy if you ever really take the time to think about it. It's okay to talk about how black people are niggers. You can talk about how black people are hoes. You can talk about cops. Think about this. You can talk about how cops are murderers. You can talk about how white people are Ku Klux Klan. You can talk about how white people hate people. You can talk about all of this other stuff, and that doesn't make you racist. Think about this. This is what's crazy. That doesn't make you racist. It doesn't make you hateful. It doesn't make you spiteful. It doesn't make you anything. But the moment that you sit here and say that you do not agree with homophobia or lesbianism, that makes you a homophobic and you are a hater. You hate them. That doesn't make sense to me. It really does not make sense to me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If we are to talk about equality, then we have to sit down and talk about the differences and the similarities that people have. If you cannot sit down and have that conversation, then we're not equal. And truth be told, I'm a believer that equality is not an actuality, it's a concept. Equality is something that is a concept, because the true meaning of equality is I can do this, and if I can do it, you can do it too. That means that we are equal. We are the same. We have the same everything. 100 is 100. 100 is equal to 100. It is no difference. It is no adjustment. It is no nothing. It is the actuality that we are all equal, that we have the same rights, we have the same powers, we have the same abilities. But anytime that you cannot have a conversation about something without it being right, without it being wrong, or the ideal of it being wrong, then you're not equal. And if you really pay attention to the way that the system is being set up, there is no such thing as equality. What's sad is this is the idea that's been happening for hundreds and thousands of years. Equality does not necessarily exist outside of math. If you really want to be honest with it, it does not exist outside of math. Because if you really pay attention, black people are not equal to white people. We say it, but then it's shown, but the numbers show black people go to jail more often. Black people are arrested more often. Black people are convicted more. Black folk cannot get jobs because of their skin color. Black people get this. And that's not equal. Same thing with Mexicans, Asians, and all of this other, any nationality. We're not equal. So, and then if you look on the basketball, if you even look at basketball court, seniority, all of this stuff, we're not equal. And if you really that's if you pay attention to life. We say that we are equal. We say that we have the same rights. We say that we have the same abilities. But in all actuality, we don't. People are not considered equal to other people because of one factor. Whether it be your skin color, whether it be your gender, whether it be your sexual preference, you're not equal. And the harshness of it is that we can't even take the time to sit here and say that this is how it is. You know, I look at work, at our job, if you are even thought to have an issue, if somebody who is part of the LGBT community, if they feel that you said anything that can be considered offensive, you are fired right there on the spot. So that makes me question, okay, if that is how we are, if that is what it is for us, what is it for the LGBT community? Because I've never heard a lot of sit here and says, well, if they talk about the way that you look, well, then they're going to be fired. And I'm not sitting here saying that the law does not exist. And I want to make sure that, like I said, because I'm not apologizing for none of this, but I want to make sure that I'm understood. No, I do not agree with homosexuality and lesbianism. I've said this earlier. No, I do not think that it is, a disease that has to be wiped out. I do not have a problem with people who are part of the LGBT community. I have no issues with that choice because it's not mine. I do not think that they are to blame for all of this other stuff. Because honestly, I think in the scheme of things, I feel like they're being used more, truth be told, than what they really realize themselves and what the community itself realizes. Because anytime that I literally make laws for you to be more comfortable so that I can continuously get your money, because what a lot of folks do not know, LGBT community supports the LGBT community. So imagine the revenue that they are literally inflicting into the economy, that they provide for the economy. Imagine the influence that they have. So how much money are they making the economy? Because there's nothing but support. And if anybody, money cycles. So me personally, I kind of feel like they're just being used. And I think that they're being pushed as a social issue that is there, because like I said, though I don't agree with it, you are a human being. So you do need to be treated with respect. As a human being, you look, what you do is what you do, but you have to be treated equally. But the laws have been made so that, truth be told, you're not equal, you are above. Why? If equality is all that I ask for, and I'm not getting equality, I'm getting beyond that, why? Why is it that we cannot talk about, if you don't agree with my lifestyle? Why can't we talk about that? Why is it that anytime that you look up, anytime that you pay any attention to it, why is it that it's automatically a hate speech if you say you don't agree? Or if you feel that it is confusion, or if any of this stuff? Why is it that we can't have a level playing field conversation? And the simple fact that we're not even asking those types of questions, and the fact that the community itself is not asking those types of questions, it kind of makes me wonder, do you realize why? Because if I want to be equal, I don't have no issues with people having a conversation about why am I pro-black? Why do I not agree with the community? Why do I like the Colts over every other team? These are topics that we should be able to talk about because they're everyday topics. So why is it that we can't have a conversation about this? I look at LaPortia Renee. LaPortia Renee said that she does not agree with the lifestyle. She said she loves it. Mind you, this is in her statement. This is in her statement that she made. She said, this was last year after American Idol, or was it the year before? It was one of the two. And she said, I do not agree with the lifestyle. That's just something that I was not raised to believe in, and it's something that I personally don't believe in. She said, however, I still love people who chooses that lifestyle, or are born into that lifestyle, whatever it is that you want to say it is. Because by all means, that's an argument that we can have. Because where I stand with that is, it's not a belief of mine that you're born into it. So if you don't like that, by all means, comment section is there. But she made the statement that, okay, I don't agree with the lifestyle, but I still love everybody, the same. I still have love for everybody. Though it's not my choice, that it is still my belief. It's not my choice or it's not my belief, but I still I got love for you. They literally destroyed her. They destroyed her because she simply said that she does not agree with the lifestyle of homosexuality and lesbianism. They destroyed her career. I haven't heard anything from LaPortia Renee since. And you have to come back and apologize for saying a belief that you have. Why? Why is that okay? Why is it that we have to apologize for not using hate speech? And that's what I'm saying. Nobody's paying attention that this is a social agenda that's not really a social agenda. It's a systematic agenda used to literally push something for different reasons than what we truly think that they are. Because, again, who profits? Is there a monetary profit? Yes. Because look here in Indiana when Mike Pence had made the law that a business can choose to serve you or not serve you depending on your sexual preference. How quick did Indiana lose money? How quick was Indiana about to lose so many contracts? How quick was that about to happen? So if you think that there's not an economical, or if there's not something else that is at foot when it comes to this type of topic, then guess what? You're wrong. Because me personally, in 2017, I really think that this stuff is about to come to a head. Because I think people are getting tired of not being able to have equal conversations about issues that pertain to your life. And yeah, what Kim Burrell said to me is not hate speech, but the simple fact that all of America considers it hate speech kind of shows me where we are. That the simple fact that you cannot sit here and say, I don't agree with it, and oh, that's hate speech. It shows the ignorance level that we have literally fallen into. Because if we're asking for equality for all, shouldn't that be an equal discussed topic? What makes it different? If we're equal, what makes it different? Why is it different? Why can't we talk about it? Why is it that we have to swallow what we believe in order to push forward something else? Now, like I said, hate speech is hate speech. I don't agree in backing that. I will never back hate speech. But I will never back people who try to use the Bible, and I will never try to back people who try to use Bible as justification for hate. We'll never do that. I will never address that. And I will never, because, well, the Bible says, so God hates. No, you're wrong. I will never justify that either. But when the Bible does speak of something, and it's in black and white, I can't argue with that. Like I said earlier, I can't. So my whole entire thing about this about the issue is we have to get to a point to where we're able to sit here and talk about it. To where somebody's preaching, when somebody actually preaching the word is the word. And we have become literally so bamboozled that we don't even know the word no more. That they're literally trying to take the word and misconstrue it and chop it up so that, well, it does fit this. There's actually a video of a pastor who's preaching, and I don't know if anybody's seen it, and he's talking about how Christians take the word and they use it to justify certain things. And this was after the Kim Burrell thing, and I've seen the video before, but the people who are using it now is he's sitting here talking about homosexuality and stuff, and he was saying how a pastor says that they take the scriptures and they manipulate the scriptures so that they pull out what sins they want to use to justify this point, and they leave others. And he used the homosexuality thing. He says, well, the church uses gay directors in their choir because they make the choir sound good, and you don't say nothing, so you won't preach on that. You use gay musicians, you use gay gospel artists, and you do all of this stuff. And to a point, he was right, because the church does do that. The church some churches will never address the fact that, okay, hey, there is a homosexual or a lesbian who is over the musical department, or who sings in the choir, or does this or does that, and we'll never address that. And we'll use it to our benefit, and we won't preach on it. And that's true. That part is true, because that's in the church. I mean, it is in the church. It's there. Is it right? No. Because the Bible speaks against it again. Not to say hate them. Not to say condemn them. But it preaches against the lifestyle. It's right. Because Christians and pastors alike do the same thing. We pull out what scriptures fit us, and then we move on. But guess what? This is the thing that the video never talks about. In the end, we all got to get judged for it. So are you comfortable with being judged because you know better, but you just chose not to? Because that's what the video never addresses. The video never addresses the end. And if at some point in his message he does, please put that part out of the video. And him as a pastor, with that part of the video circling around and you're not fixing and answering it, yeah, you kind of suck. Because you cannot sit here and let them use the video that you have created or a message that you have and they're using you to justify all of this other stuff. There's no possible way. There's no possible way that I'm going to give an account for that. Because if I'm wrong, by all means. But I do believe you got to give an account, because you're letting something circulate that, truth be told, though, that you can control to an extent, because you can put out the rest of the message if you're saying in the end we're all judged. Because he talks about how we pull out different scriptures and everything like that, but he's like, well, Leviticus also talk about you can't wear a wool blend suit because you can't wear mixed linen. Okay, true. That's a sin you're going to have to give an account for. You can't lay in the bed with your wife when she's on her cycle. Okay, if that's true, like I said, if it's true, you got to give an account for it. So what you're not telling everybody is, yeah, while you might be picking out what works for you, you still have to give an account for it when you're wrong at the end. So wrong is wrong. You can't argue that. You will never be able to argue facts. Facts are facts. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You have to give an account for it. It doesn't matter. And like I said, I'm not sorry that it went the way, and this because it's on my mind to really address it. And I really feel like we have to start talking about it. We have to talk about this stuff. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Scripture is scripture, and that's all that it is. That's you can't fight that. We cannot keep adjusting, and this is what I believe. We cannot keep adjusting our moral compasses in what we know as fact. Not just as Christians. I'm not just speaking to us as Christians. I'm not just speaking as these are people. People as a whole. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Buddhist. I don't care if you are Islamic. I don't care. We cannot keep adjusting ourselves and our beliefs and our morals just because everybody else adjusted theirs. We cannot keep doing that. If this is what you believe, that's fine. Believe that. But if you know something is wrong and you know something is right, but you adjust it and you twist it so that you can make I know that is wrong. Well, I know that the Bible, or I know that the Quran, or I know that the whatever it is that you read, or common sense says that this isn't right. But I guess if it's like this, then we can't keep doing that. We can't. And we cannot keep apologizing for it. We cannot sit here and apologize for telling what something actually says. We can't keep doing that. We cannot make it so that it's okay to go against what we know. Not what we think, but what we know. We have to stop doing that. Because what's going to happen is, again, like I said, we have to give an account for that. Whether it be at the judgment seat, or whether it be at another point in your life to where you have to talk to somebody and try to say something to them, and then they look at you and say, bro, you wasn't saying that the other day. Well, you didn't say nothing over here. You didn't say nothing then. It's going to come back up. And the sad part about it all is we're apologizing for it. Like I said, in the beginning of this video, I am not apologizing. If you don't like it, that's what the comment section is for. But I'm not apologizing. We have to quit doing that. This year, as for myself, I'm not apologizing for what I feel and what I know and I express. Now, by all means, and I say this to people, there is a way to express yourself. There's a right way, and then there's a negative way. There is a way that you can say what it is that you feel and get your point across without literally without offending people. Some people are going to be offended just because. And that's a choice. Some folk, they're offended for the fact that I brought up the topic. And so you already made up your mind that you're going to be upset. Excuse me, those are just people. That happens. However, you still can conduct yourself in such a way that it's just on them. I can still be respectful. That's why I tell folk all the time, I don't agree with you, but I still respect you. I may not agree with the lifestyle or your lifestyle choices. Not just saying homosexuality or lesbianism. I'm saying drinking, smoking, partying, this, that, and the other. Though I may not agree with it because I don't do it, I can still be respectful and say, okay, hey, that's what you do. We agree to disagree. But I'm not going to apologize for that. And that's where we have to get. And it's hard because the world has made it so hard. It's made it so hard to, and we're so soft. It's like everybody mentally, emotionally, we're so soft. You can't say nothing to nobody. Everybody, oh my God, this hate speech. Oh my God, you're just wrong. Oh my God, this, that, and the other. Oh my God. Everything is something. And I don't understand how that happens. I don't understand how we got there. I don't understand how we've lost so much. I don't know where we lost it at. Hopefully we find it. Hopefully equality isn't what I say. Hopefully equality stopped being what I said it is. And that's a thought. Hopefully equality comes to be a reality. Because right now it is not. Right now we're not equal. Right now we're not equal. In many areas of life. And to look at how we are and how we are addressing the issues that, truth be told, are personal. And that people don't even understand how to listen to people. We don't even understand how to really take what people are saying and listen to what it is that's happening and really say, okay, and digest it as what's being said. No, we take it as what we hear. We take it as what society tells us it is. When did this happen? At what point did we stop being able to realize and think for ourselves? At what point did this happen? I don't know. Because we went from a time to where we could say whatever it is that we wanted to say and get the point across. And it wasn't oh my God, it's this and that. Oh my God, you did that. And we use much harsher words. But it's like now, PC has turned from politically correct to publicly controlled. Because that's what it is. PC to me is control. They're trying to control what it is we're saying, what it is that we're doing, what it is that we think. And let's be real, and it's not, and I know for a fact it's been very religious, but the Bible speaks of it. The Bible speaks of a time to where people will believe lies over truth. It talks about a time to where the Bible, people ain't gonna know it. And it's happening. It's happening every day. It's happening. And bit by bit, because we're at a point to where when we speak on what's actually there and the world doesn't like it, we apologize for it. We can't do it no more. We can't. By all means, we just can't do it no more. Not just as Christians, but as people. And it's so much. 2017 to me has been already, so much has already happened. Like I said, the murders. Think about it. A shooting already. People already dead, but a mass shooting at an airport already. We just 7 days into the year. And already? Are we not getting it? Are we not paying attention? We're in a point to where it's a lot that's happening. And stuff is going to keep happening. But you have to fight for whatever it is you believe in. Whether people agree or don't agree, but you have to start paying attention to what is being said and not just what you believe is being said. We have to start doing this now. We have to start paying attention to this stuff now, because Kim Burrell's not about to be the only victim. She's not, or she's not about to be the only person that starts a controversy. Because and I'm being real, this stuff is not dead. This stuff ain't dying. Folk gonna hear, and the sad part is folk gonna hear what they want to hear because they refuse to do or be anything else. They refuse to grow past where they are in life. And we cannot continuously do that. You have to evolve. We all have to evolve. We have to grow. We have to grow into understanding to sit here and say, well, just because this is my belief, I have to quit listening to this, and I have to start paying attention to what is being said. This year is going to be, I feel like this is going to be a year of, it's going to be a year of trials. Every year is. I think it's going to be a year of trials. But I think this year is really going to open a lot of people's eyes to what's going on. I think that this is going to be a year to where if we as true people don't get out here and say, though I don't agree with this, though I don't believe this, though I'm not agreeing with this, we have to be able to talk about it. We have to be able to push it to where we are at least equal in some shape, forms, or fashion. This year, we got to do that. This year has to be that year to where people quit trying to be so much about self and start being about the community and growth. We have to quit sugarcoating stuff. We have to quit just accepting the status quo as this is just what it is. We have to try to combat hate, and we have to try to combat the idea that everybody hates. We have to start combating that. If we don't start fighting this system now, here and now, all of this stuff that's happening in 2017 it's gonna get worse. It's going to get worse. We have to start listening. We have to start working. We have to start believing. We have to start doing this stuff together. I don't care who you are. We have to come together and get this stuff together. We have to start becoming as one. We have to start becoming together. Because if we don't, we shot. It's a done deal. I'm so serious. We're going to start seeing more and more of the wrong ideals getting pushed and and let's be real, we 13 days out of the wrong idea taking control. And while we laughing and we joking and we playing and it's gonna be 4 years of comedy and it's gonna be it's gonna be 4 years of worry, because you don't know and we don't. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff that, truth be told, it's gonna be some stuff we're gonna have to swallow, and it's gonna be a lot of stuff that we gotta fight. Now, all I'm saying is this is where I'm very honest. You don't have to agree. You don't have to want to agree. But respect. That to me, this year is what it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be respect, and I'm not settling for anything less. Regardless of whether we agree, regardless of whether that, but we have to find that common ground of respect. This year is dogfight year. And like I said earlier, this is a controversial topic, but this is not going to be the last one. There's going to be a lot of controversial topics here on True 100. There's going to be a lot of controversial topics out there in the world that we're going to address here. Some of it's going to be monumental, and they're going to be very huge. Some of them are going to be they're going to be small in stature, but it's going to be a controversy nonetheless, and we have to get ready. And like I said to y'all before, I'm not apologizing. I don't know about Rick, and I do, because I've known this guy for over 10 years. He's not apologizing either. I know him. When we say something, we might have to change the way we phrase it, but I'm definitely, we're not apologizing for the ideas that we have. So hopefully you guys tune in with us and y'all enjoy every week, because I think we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have, this year's gonna be a different year. We're growing, not just as people who do a podcast, but as men. We're growing as young men, and we're going as turning into older guys. We're turning into older men. We're not too far off from 30, so our mindsets are changing, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to grow. So I'm telling y'all here, I'm telling y'all now, get the word out about True 100, because we're going to be talking about some stuff. If you guys want us to have a topic, if you want us to talk about something, and y'all feel like it's near and it's dear to y'all, and it's something that y'all will enjoy to hear and listen to, yo, shoot it to us. True 100. Follow us on Facebook. If you don't know what True 100 is, or you can't find it, by all means, Adrian Future TV host Adams, put it on my page. Message it to me, and we will talk about it. Rick Savage, Ricky Savage on Facebook. By all means, shoot it to him. We will talk about this stuff. We want you guys engaged with us. And we're not going to hold back. We're not fighting, and we're not biting our tongues. This year, it's going to be real. And we may be uncomfortable at certain spots, but by all means, we'll fight through it. Because this is stuff that we need to talk about. This is stuff that we need to have. And I'm sure this is not the last time that this topic is going to come up. I'm sure this is not the last time that we're going to address this, or that I will address it. But by all means, we are going to, it's going to be real this year. So we hitting the true part of True 100. So again, tune in next week. Much love to everybody. No hate, all love, no matter what. No matter what you choose, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter what, all love. I love y'all for tuning in. I thank y'all for tuning in. I thank y'all for listening. I thank y'all for, if you are promoting, I appreciate it. I thank you for just, like I said, just watching. It's much love, much appreciation to everybody. And like I said, if you want to share this video, if you want to share certain parts, go ahead, please do it. When people comment, I will comment you back, because this stuff goes straight to my phone. So I don't have no problems commenting. I have no problems expounding on stuff in future shows. If you want us to do another show about this and continue it, and maybe clear some stuff, by all means, let us know. We'll do it. But unapologetic year for True 100. We're kicking this mug off with a bang. Next week is going to be bigger. It's going to be better. And we're definitely going to do a better job of promotion. So get ready to see True 100 in all your mailboxes. Get ready to see True 100 on YouTube. Get ready to see True 100 on Instagram. We about to start doing it big. We about to start doing, I'm into shirts right now. I'm about to find me some ways to do shirts. About to find some ways to do hats. I'm about to find my way to do a lot of stuff. So this year, if nobody pushes True 100, I'm going to push it. I know Rick is going to push it. And hopefully we grow and we be as big as we believe that we can. So until next week, I've been your boy and your May. I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be safe out here in the cold, because it is definitely cold out there. So till next week, catch y'all later.